Welcome back to The Hill here on News Nation. When the House Select Committee on January 6th wrapped an 18-month probe into the events of that day, lawmakers identified Donald Trump as the quote-unquote central cause of the attack and recommended that he be criminally charged. But Trump's latest indictment appears to be less focused on January 6th and more on his efforts to overturn the election. Let's bring in the former Florida Congresswoman, Stephanie Murphy. She was a member of that select committee on January 6th. Stephanie, thank you for being here on the Hill on News Nation. An historic day as we saw Donald Trump come to Washington, leave Washington, officially charged with those 4 counts. Jack Smith, in the Florida case where you reside, has 40 counts against Donald Trump. 4 in this one, and you sat on the committee that named him as the quote-unquote central cause. You disappointed?
No, I'm not. I'm glad to see that the Department of Justice is seeking some accountability. They have, from the former president and his co-conspirators. I think what's interesting is that they have spent a lot of time prosecuting hundreds of people, average Americans, who had shown up that day because they had been lied to by powerful people and had committed acts of violence on the Capitol grounds. And so those people, many of them are serving time. They have had their lives ruined. They are being held accountable for their criminal activities. And so it's sad, but it's good to see our legal system working and its attempt to.
But Jack Smith's not charging Donald Trump for any of that.
But he is charging him for seeking to impede the congressional proceedings. And in fact, several of the charges that are in the indictment were a part of the January 6th Select Committee's recommendations. And what I want to see is that the Department of Justice determine what evidence they have that they can actually get a guilty verdict. And that's what's important. You know, every time you charge the former president with something and you swing and you miss, he gets stronger. And so it's important that they have a tight case. And I feel that's what they have in front of them.
What did Jack Smith miss? Is there something that your committee found that you didn't see in the indictment and you think he left out or didn't get to?
What I see is that he was able to get to things that our committee could not get to. Given the timing that we had, we didn't have enough time to enforce some of our subpoenas. And so there were a number of people who didn't show up in front of our committee. And then there were folks who showed up and claimed privilege. He was able to get through some of that. And you saw little bits of it in the indictment, whether it's comments from Vice President Pence or from the White House lawyer, Pat Cipollone. They were able to get more information, but I was glad to see that a lot of the indictment followed the general trajectory and the narrative that was laid out in the January 6th committee report.
You know, before you go, Donald Trump obviously is the leading candidate on the Republican side of things. Joe Biden expected, of course, to be the nominee on the Democratic side of things. Here we sit some 939 or 940 days after January 6th. And those are the numbers, Stephanie, deadlocked. 43-43. I'm guessing you're a bit concerned right now that that's the state of play.
I'd be more concerned if you looked at the 5 states that really matter once it comes down to that are really in play, and you saw those numbers. I've yet to see a poll that actually reflects just the swing state polling numbers. Those are nationwide numbers, and with an electoral college, those numbers really don't mean that much.
All right. Former Congresswoman Stephanie Murphy on the January 6th committee. Thanks for joining us. I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.